are locked into blue SNOT. The Leafs playoff pulse in real time. This ain't the same soft squad from years past. These Leafs are hard-hitting, shot-blocking, sandpaper strong, and built for the grind. Defensive tone-setting swagger locking me down. This team fights back. And the crease, a stellar duo of flashing leather. Strong forecheck, no free ice. Watch what happens when the big guns get loose. The playoffs are here, and the question isn't if they're tough enough. It's how deep this grit can take them. Let the snot drip.
You know, we need a little bit more snot to our game, and I think they both bring a little bit of that. So we felt it was a good day yesterday. And I think there's a, you know, when you get into, as much as the game's changed, some things have never changed. At the most important times, the rink shrinks. There's no space. You need courage, and we wanted to, you know, we wanted to add players like that. We've got really high level, and I think we've got a ton of them in this room. You need character in your team, and sometimes you need some characters. You know, it's not all fighting and all the rest of it, but I just felt, you know, both on the ice and in our room and around our team, we need a little bit more noise.
The past is the past. This is a different group. Every year there's new people. Every year you've got experiences from, you know, the year past. So that's what we're focused on right now. We're focused on this group of players, things that we've done here this year, and all that now gets parked. You know, you say at the beginning of the season, everybody starts from zero. Same thing now. Everything that's happened in the 82 games is to prepare you for what's coming next. But none of it is relevant. And none of it gives you any kind of leg up starting Sunday. So what's happened before is what's happened before, and now we're ready to let a new chapter.
Go Leafs go. What up, y'all? Blue SNOT. Go Leafs go live. Remix. It's game 2. Leafs are up 1-0. How we feeling, Leafs fans? Are we excited? Are we anxious? We ready to see what the Leafs got? Are they gonna bring that snot? Or are they gonna play it to Florida's game? You know the Panthers are gonna come strong today. They're gonna show that championship pedigree and try to make up for the loss that they acquired last time. Joe Bull is the man in goal. With Stoller still out, Matt Murray will be the backup. And there was a lot of talk over the past couple days about that Sam Bennett. Will the Leafs have an answer? It's got to come in regular gameplay, in my opinion. But I want to see them as physical as they started last game. Some more Pacioretty hits, some McCabe hits, some Simon Benoit hits, Ekman Larson hits, Scott Laughton hits, Lorenz hits. We need some big hits, some strong forechecking. You know what we need. Go Leafs go. Put a Go Leafs go in the chat. I'm gonna throw one in the back. that Edge? Or Coke, whatever his nickname is? Go Leafs, go. We are just minutes away from puck drop. Right after these anthems. Will the Leafs have what it takes to take a 2-series lead on the defending champs? Or will the Panthers find that championship grit and go back to Florida with a split? It was nice to see them have an early jump on the Panthers in Game 1. They're gonna have to find their legs in Game 2 and come strong. Let's hope the referees call some real shit. Call actual penalties when they happen. And that nobody gets injured and we just have some hard-hitting, fast-paced playoff hockey. Let's check in with the announcers. We're getting ready for puck drop any minute now. Go, Leafs, go. Go, Leafs, go. Yeah, go, Leafs, go. I said go, Leafs, go.
Molson everyone in. Joseph Wall takes over for Anthony Stolars, who was concussed in Game 1. His record in the playoffs, 4-2, 2.12, 924 his save percentage over the 3 years that he has participated. Sergei Bobrovsky in this series, or in this year, 4-2 in the postseason, 2.69, 887 his save percentage. Puck is dropped. We're underway, and we're glad you're along with us as the Leafs get it on the boards and chip it down into Florida territory.
Let's go.
Puck goes around back of the net. Nylander takes his man up against the boards as the puck comes free. Played by Tavares around on the wall. A shot by Riley was blocked. Kept alive by Pacioretty momentarily. But then here is Marchand getting it down into the Leaf zone. Marchand trying to center, goes into the corner. Puck goes off and stick it into the corner again. It comes in front of the net. Riley is there, and he'll get it out at center ice. Panthers get it right back in over the line. Played in along the boards there by Anton Lundell. Grabbed off by Matthew Nyes and skated out at center. Nyes hits the line, trying to shoot it in. It goes off his stick. And caroms up into the crowd, and out of play and an opportunity to introduce the world's greatest analysis of hockey, and certainly in my lifetime. Oh, he's not here. You're back again, are you?
Oh, good, because you know, I was going to say, since I've seldom agreed with anything you've ever said, I was going to take that as the insult before the real one came.
Too late. Got it in beforehand.
Yeah.
This should be a dandy, though, Jimmy. Here's a chance for Reinhardt in, and a blocker saved by Wall to get him into the game. Played around back of the net. Reinhardt gets it back to the point. Seth Jones walks to the middle of the ice. Can't get it around Nyes. Still has it as he gets it back to the blue line. Mikkola with a shot in traffic that doesn't make it through. Mikkola against the boards, and Barkov getting it back to the blue line. Just kept in by Reinhardt. Reinhardt down the right wing board. Tries to get it in front, and Marner takes it away from him, and it's going to bank it out into neutral ice. Leafs are changing, so are the Panthers. Guess who's on the ice? Shot down into the Toronto zone. Bennett into the near corner. And Benoit decides to welcome him to the game with a pretty good hit. Puck comes back to the blue line, though.
Good try, but kind of missed.
Bennett chased by Benoit again. Centering pass is going to be gobbled up there by Wall. And everybody is piled in around the net, but nothing more developing at this point.
One of my favorite things to watch with Matthew Tkachuk is how in a scrum, he'll turn his head away from the guy he's got a hold of and starts punching them in the face while looking at the official and up at the scoreboard.
Like
I'm not really doing anything here.
No. So all kinds of storylines with this one after game one.
Yeah, and then, you know, you and I, and we talked about it after game one, that Joseph Wall is someone we've always been very comfortable with. He's got his first playoff action 2 years ago against the Panthers. 1 and 2 in that series. Both losses were in overtime.
Leafs back in their own zone. Oliver Ekman-Larsson tried to chip it up the wall. It didn't move, and now it's Benoit giving the puck away. Down into the corner it goes. Back to the point and out at center and racing after Bobby McMahon. He's taken down. Penalty coming here to Florida.
Boy, that was a delayed call, and it looked very deliberate. Kulikov clotheslining Bobby McMahon. As the Leafs were going to get a break, McMahon down the left wing side. Kulikov couldn't hold it in as it was flipped up off the glass. And McMahon was about to take off when there was a little interference, and the Leafs will go to the first power play of the game.
Dan O'Rourke and Francis Salaron are the referees. Shandor Alfonso, the former Sudbury Junior.
And we're going through the power play.
Are the linesmen. The draw won by Toronto, but then stolen by Florida and shot out and down the ice. Wall will trap it back to the goal. Does a little adroit stick hat. And then leaves it for Mitch Marner. Marner comes out of his own zone, dropping the puck back, and now here's Nylander with speed through the neutral zone. In on the wing, he comes to the left wing side. Played it into Nyes in the corner to the side of the net for Matthews. Matthews gets it back to the blue line. Marner swinging it over for Nylander. Nylander holds and stretches it out. Nylander still with it, top of the circle. Far side, Marner passed in with a deflection and a goal. A shot by Nyes, but stopped by
through his own legs to get himself the puck. Good try, Nyes.
Scoring chance there.
Well, then you had Nyes and Tavares collide and fall over each other.
Matthews coming out of the Toronto zone. Gets to the line and in and plays it into the left wing. Corner there for Jones. Tied up on the boards. Nyes trying to dig it free in a collision there. Matthews couldn't get it back to the blue line. Panthers bring it in over the line. No, Reinhardt trying to get it to the net and it's broken up, and the Leafs won't get it as it's played back to center ice by Florida. Both teams getting a change in here. Stretched out and then played down into the Toronto zone. Wall got upended there by Marchand. Now brought in over the line by Ekblad. Played around back of the net. Domi still in his own zone, and Bobby McMahon turns. I think Wall was kind of expecting that. Here's Domi. through center ice. Shoots the puck in around the boards to the far side. Pacioretty got it back to the blue line. Riley to the near side for Domi, but a bad pass is intercepted, and now Sturm brings it in. Put himself offside, I believe, as he was stick handling at the blue line. But a whistle here with 3 seconds left in the power play. One great scoring chance for the Leafs, and now Wall and Morgan Riley discussing what happened with, I'm really sorry, Brad Marchand.
Now, I think the worst part about this, Joe, if this game starts the other way around and there's any contact made with Sergei Bobrovsky, I guarantee it's a penalty.
No kidding, yep.
The official saying, hey, no vigilante justice here.
Puck goes down into the Florida zone. Here's Lawton in the corner, playing it back to the point. Shot from the blue line, deflects to the near boards. Trying to get there was Lorenz. He was able to keep it in momentarily. Still in the zone. Lorenz on all fours as it comes out at center ice, and McCabe gives the puck away. Brought in over the line by Tkachuk, and a shot! And he fired it wide, and the rebound has caromed all the way out at center ice. The Leafs have had 2 egregious giveaways that have not ended up in the back of their goal.
That one,
Well, don't be tempting fate with that shit.
Pass back to Ekman Larson, and Tkachuk took off with it down the right wing side.
Benoit off the boards for Marner, chipped in over the line for Matthews, but he couldn't control it. Now Marner gets it back, and it's cleared deeper into Florida territory. Nice, takes his man in against the boards. Benoit couldn't keep it in, comes out at center ice to an open wing. Hustling in after it is Carter Verhaeghe. He's taken to the boards. Marner wipes out his man, and now Matthews around back of the net makes a nice little pass and springs Benoit. Benoit will get to the red line and shoot it in. Leafs are changing as we approach 6 minutes played in the first period. No score. Tavares up against the far boards, trying to get the puck in deep, but it is knocked to center ice, and the Leafs will turn it back, and it is shot by Pacioretty back down into Florida territory. On the far wall. Centering effort, knocked away. Sam Reinhart launches it to center, and it's a glove pass that is being whistled down. And a face-off coming in the center ice area as an end result.
Despite the power play, the Leafs being outshot and nearly going 4-2. We'll say, remember Joseph Wall's first postseason appearance was in Florida against the Panthers. And you remember Ilya Samsonov got hurt in Game 3. The Leafs trailing. Wall went in, played very well before losing in overtime.
Far boards for Brandon Carlo in the Leaf zone. Puck stolen, and a shot goes wide of the Leaf goal around to the near side. Ekblad into the game now after serving his suspension. Plays it down into the corner. And now the Leafs get it up for Pacioretty, and Pacioretty sends a long lead pass. Nylander hustling after it. Almost stole it from the defenseman. And now the puck comes out into the center ice area.
Should have played the body there.
Samoskevich and across the line, playing it in deep. Far
Domi.
corner for Boqvist. Boqvist had it taken away there by Tanev. He got it up on the wing. Back into the corner it goes, though. And the Leafs unable to come up with it cleanly as it goes around back of the net. Tried to come in front, and it's cleared out and down the ice by Toronto. It appears it is going to have enough to go for icing. And so it'll come back with 13:06 to play. First period, no score in Game 2.
Aki Samoskevich, he's into the lineup tonight. Those are the 2 lineup changes. Ekblad obviously back after his 2-game suspension. AJ Greer comes out of the lineup on the 4th line, the left side. For Samoskevich, who's actually had a pretty solid year for the Florida Panthers.
Draw to the right of Wall. Domi scrums the draw. Puck goes back to the net for Tanev. Tanev fans on a pass, but gets it back again. Sends it off the boards, and out at center it goes off the official, and now brought to the line, but Domi couldn't get it around the last defender. Brought back by Florida and over the line, and Benoit got a good piece of his man there as it's chipped into the far corner. Rodriguez up against the boards with Benoit. The puck played up on the wing, but not out. And now the Leafs are able to drag it out at center and get it to center ice and flip it in. In goes Lorenz after it. And along with him, Yarncrook. Lorenz comes out with it, trying to come out in front. And it was knocked away before he could get to it. Fourth line doing its work again. Shot wide of the goal, to the side of the goal, in front of the net. On a backhand by Lorenz, goes wide. The puck back along the boards on the near side. And it'll be cleared out into the center ice area. Wall patiently waiting for it to get to the trapezoidal area. And he makes a pretty good play with it. And then Riley has to miss a hit. Plays it up on the boards for Nyes. Nyes to Lawton. Lawton will get a change of players going. Near boards though for Verhaeghe. Couldn't get around the defense of McCabe.
Good job, Jake.
The other way. He shoots it in on the far boards and down the wall goes Marner.
Way to take
Centering
the body.
Didn't work. It comes back to the point. Slashed in there. Just keeping it in was the Leaf defenseman Carlo. And now it's cleared back into the Toronto end. Both teams changing. Good tempo to start. And the crowd, as it has been throughout, is right into it. Here's Tavares taken down, but no. Yes, a call coming for tripping. Somebody blow a whistle here. Thank you.
Well, it was another delay. That's why Florida got the puck and took off back the other way. I think it was the crowd that reacted by the time the whistle went, and nobody on the ice heard it. So the Leafs have had a huge advantage in the power play early in this series, and this will be their second here in Game 2.
You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on 680 News Radio. And the Maple Leaf.
Hey, I'm Megan Kelly from The Megan Kelly Show.
Well. I'm going to another power play. I've had quite a few power plays in this series. Be nice to see them capitalize on some of them. Could this be the one? We'll find out after this commercial break. Blue Snot is brought to you by me. You were tuned into Blue Snot. Go Leafs Go Live Remix. Marchand takes the feet out of John Tavares. And the crowd is so loud that nobody hears the whistle. Good on the crowd. Keep getting loud. Put a Go Leafs Go in the chat.
By the Leafs on the power play as it goes to Nylander, across ice feed for Tavares. Tavares has it in his skates, can't control it, and the Panthers trying to clear, have it go into the Toronto bench. So a face-off in the circle to the left of Bobrovsky coming here. Leafs are 0 for 6 in this series on the power
Go
play.
Leafs Go.
5-3.
Go Leafs Go.
1 for 3.
Go Leafs Go. Go Leafs Go.
Game 1 of the Ottawa series when the Leafs scored 3 power play goals, right?
Well, Seth Jones, it was Game 1. The power play goal in the first period.
Shot out at center ice by Florida. And Marner goes back into his own zone. Marner off the skate. It goes deeper into the Toronto end. And Nylander will go back to recover the puck.
Let's go, Willie.
Plays it, and a haphazard
Gives it to
lead
nobody.
over the slot. Matthews now dropping for Nylander. Nylander hits the line and in. Flipped it into the right wing corner for Tavares. He works around back of the net. Plays it off the boards for Nyes. Back to the blue line to Marner, and a shot was whistled high and wide. Tavares to Nyes. Knives against the boards in the near corner. Back to Tavares. Centering pass. Hit a skate. Tavares gets it again. Trying to stretch things out into the near corner, and Knives goes to help. He hit the skate of Tavares. It comes to Willie. He gives it off to Marner. Marner back to Nylander with room. Driving the net, going right into the goal. Then he goes around back of the net and never did get it to the goal.
Wow.
He gets it again in the far
Try
corner.
again.
The centering pass and deflects behind the net. He'll get it again from Knives. Now Nylander back of the net to the point. Grabbed up by Marner to Matthews. He whips a shot off a leg and it went wide. Tavares to Matthews, a shot, and that went high and wide. Grabbed off by Nylander again. Great pressure here from the Leafs. 29 seconds in the power play, and a pass back to Marner got out of his reach and goes all the way down into the Leaf end.
Wow. Great opportunities, but do they get anything on net?
Nope.
I don't think so. And a pass
They did not.
by Oliver Ekman-Larsson ended up being a shot on goal, and Wall had to be sharp there. Back down into
That's
the
for a
offensive
shot.
zone for Toronto.
You go.
Banged on the boards. It'll come around back of the net as the penalty door opens, and the Panthers are back at full and even strength. Marchand trying to get around Riley and failing. And then Marchand is upended, but a penalty is coming to Toronto.
I knew that was coming. Marchand pulled up. Bobby McMahon, I think they're going to say knee on knee. It's going to be a trip.
So the Leafs will be a man short when we return. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on 680 News Radio and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
So Bobby went in to hit him. Marchand went around the hit. And Bobby's leg came out and tripped him. A little bit of a knee-on-knee trip. Leafs are going to have to lock down this penalty kill now. They've had two great power play chances they couldn't capitalize on. Now they're going to have to lock down the defensive end and shut down the Panthers on their first power play attempt. It's game 2, round 2, Panthers, Leafs. Leafs up in the series 1-0. It's a 0-0 hockey game. Panthers set to go to the power play when we come back.
First power play opportunity of the game for the Florida Panthers. And the draw will be in the circle to the right.
Florida's penalty kill, by the way, now up to 92% efficiency in the playoffs.
Matthews facing off with Barkov. And the draw won by Barkov as it comes back to the blue line. Jones into the slot area and a shot scores! Off the left wing.
Well, that was fast.
Offhand of Wall.
What happened there, guys?
That opens the scoring just 5 seconds into the power play.
You see how a power play should be done, Toronto? That was bad.
The third period of game 1. And the same thing, far side, glove side. Now this got through Chris Tanev.
Through Tanev, Marner with the weak reach.
Win the face-off, get it to the
Was
net.
Wall
And Barkov
screened by Tanev? Because
I don't know if it glances off Tanev.
should he have gotten that?
Look here.
Yeah, it does. Off his knee, I think, Jimmy. But there was a quick shot, and the
Panthers have a 1-0 lead.
their first lead of the series.
And it is the first lead of the series, as you just heard.
Marchand playing it back in over the line. A long shot is gloved by Wall. And he will hold on to that as Marchand is now
Lawton, by the way, not Lorenz.
The nasal advantage of Brad Marchand. But nose to nose, I don't know if that's possible.
Well, that's still a couple of feet.
I know. You have to turn his head.
Face shot to the right of the wall. Bennett
Is Lawton getting under Marchand's skin? I hope so.
And Lorenz wins the face-off. Brandon Carlo forced into the corner. Lorenz trying to free it up and does. And Morgan Riley will just lay it out down to Florida's blue line. Panthers trying to play it back but have it intercepted by Yarncrook. Up ahead for Lawton. On the wing for Riley. He'll get the center and shoot it in. Yarncrook on the far boards, unable to get to it as it's cleared up on the wing. Kept in there nicely, though, by Brandon Carlo. But now the Panthers have time and space, but overskating it was Kulikov. He'll get it back. And now Sam Bennett starts out of his own zone. Bennett hits the blue line, but lost the handle on the puck. And the Leafs have it under control in their own zone as a change of players is coming. Nylander circles and gets it ahead for Tavares. Tavares will snap it around the boards, and it goes to the far wing. Into the corner with authority there was Pacioretty. Now Tavares trying to steal the puck back and get it to Willie Centers, and it was just out of the reach of Pacioretty as Marchand brings it back down the left wing board. There's so many people to boo on the floor.
Pacioretty was trying to line up Marchand.
Played off the boards to center.
Couldn't get to him.
Pacioretty is able to shoot it in to the offensive zone. Take your pick.
Just boo them all.
Yeah, boom all. Round back of the net for Mikkola. And down in the Florida zone. 1-0 Panthers in the first period. 7:20 to go in it. Panthers break it out with a pass up the middle. Backhanded by Rodriguez in over the line. And they're going to call this icing, I guess. So it's coming all the way back into Florida territory. Markov from Jones is the scoring play.
That at least seem to get back on the board, especially considering the lack of production in the power play is John Tavares. He has not reported a point in his last 3 games.
He's
Actually,
due.
has reported points in taking Artem Zub's elbow to the head.
Let's see some goals from 24, 34, and 91 in this game.
Finding Nyes on the left wing corner.
Let's see
Nyes
it.
back of the net for Matthews. Matthews and Nyes come away with the puck. Played around into the far corner. Marner trying to get there ahead of Forsling. And Forsling is able to get it ahead and brought to center ice now by Seth Jones and shot into the Toronto zone. Tanev chipping it along the wall for Nyes. Nyes between the legs pass that didn't connect. And now here's Ekblad with a pass in front of the net. And it was dumped over top of the Leaf goal. Ekblad again at the point. Ekblad to his defense
Start
partner
getting
on the
sloppy.
left side. Wrist shot coming and knocked away there by Wall. Up against the boards on the far side is played back at the net, but Ekblad gets there. Ekblad trying to get around Tanev. Tanev has him hemmed in. The Leafs come away with the loose puck, and it's played back to Brandon Carlo, and now to the far side, or excuse me, to McCabe, and McCabe will give it back to Tanev as he goes to the bench. Tanev around back of the Toronto goal. Long lead pass to center, looking there for Pontus Holmberg, and it goes to Bobby McMahon! He had a partial breakaway, but Bobrovsky got the right pad out in front of it. Great play by McMahon. Back to the point, D to D, far side. Kept in by Oliver Ekman-Larsson. Domi around back of the net. Now to McMahon. McMahon trying to muscle his way along the boards, and Domi trying to assist. Domi back to the point. Oliver Ekman-Larsson can't shoot it. Now he does. Big rebound in front of the goal. It's still free. McMahon is being assaulted in front of the net by Kulikov. Leafs keep it in. Near side, Benoit. Can't get it to the net, and then it comes to the far side, a shot, and that went wide. Benoit attempting to keep it alive. Goes to the far side. Kept in by Domi, but it's going to go off a stick and into the crowd out of play. Bobby McMahon with a great opportunity.
Good third line
Has
shit.
not scored, Joe, in 18 games going back to the regular season. I thought his game 6 against Ottawa started better play.
Did McMahon just punch Bobrovsky in the head?
Here on a breakaway that he's thwarted by Sergei Bobrovsky.
You're listening to Molten Leaf Hockey on 680 News Radio on the Maple.
I mean, it wasn't quite like the Sam Bennett play, but he definitely leaned into it a bit. As he's going down here, you can see him kind of lean on his head just a bit. There. Just a little shove to the head. Right? That's okay though, right, Bennett? Right, Maurice? We're okay with that? Never one to really advocate for dirty plays, but I do like tough plays. And I do like payback. So yeah, if you're falling around the goalie, you've already seen him take out Stolarz. You've seen Marchand earlier go out wall. I mean, I'm not saying it's open season on goalies, but I've definitely seen some hunting season signs. You were tuned into Blue Snot, Go Leafs Go Live remix. 1-0 Florida. First period action, game 2.
Won the draw. Tavares got it to Pacioretty. Pacioretty in the corner, trying to free it up as it goes up on the left wing, and Lundell is able to get it to center and across the line, but the Leafs are able to bring it back in their own zone under control. Nylander overskated the puck, but he got it to Brandon Carlo, who finds Tavares in neutral ice. Rink wide for Morgan Riley. Riley will shoot it in and around the boards. It's gone to Pacioretty. Off of a deflection into the slot area, but Tavares couldn't get there in time to get a shot at the net. Panthers send it back into the Leaf end. Riley on the near boards. Got it ahead, but that misfires on a pass for Yarncrook. The puck comes back at center ice, brought in over the line by Florida. Drop pass is intercepted by the Leafs and flipped on the left wing, and Lorenz is out. Lorenz, along with Yarncrook, sends it down into the Florida zone. He goes rampaging in there, trying to get a hit on Mikko Mikkola. The puck along the boards comes back to the point. The Leafs keep it in. McCabe down the right wing boards, trying to get away from the checking of Tkachuk. Has it back of the net. Plays it around the boards. You'll find Chris Tanev. Tanev looks to the net, sends it back from whence it came behind the goal as it goes up on the right wing side and is cleared to the line but not out. Kept in there by McCabe. Sent around back of the net to the far side. The Leafs are getting a defense change, and out come the Panthers, and it's Tkachuk just sending it in as they're trying to get a change as well. Benoit gave the puck away though. Vinnick got it to the side of the net, to the near side, and a shot deflects into the far boards, and Marner.
We stopped with the giveaways.
Nye stops up and gives it back to him. Marner through center ice into the middle, dropping it back. Nyes closes, and a wrist shot was deflected away by Barkov. Pretty good look there for Nyes. And did it go into the crowd on a play from behind the net? I believe so. Leafs are going to get a gift here.
Another power play.
And a third power play opportunity in the period.
You gotta make this one count, guys.
They've got to cash in
3 minutes left in the period. You're down 1. You gotta make this one count.
Period in a playoff game. They're 0 for 5 in game 1. It's time for the power play to start to click here. But this is all, I mean, thanks to good pressure on the forecheck.
Yes, absolutely.
And it was Dmitry Kulikov takes his second penalty of the first period.
Let's go. Put a Go Leafs Go in the chat, and I'm gonna throw one in the back to start this power play.
Marner's. Back to Marner's. Fluttering shot. That was deflected wide.
Thank you for
Knocked
shooting
down in front of
finally.
The net was nice. Cleared into the crowd again. A face-off coming in the Florida zone.
Starting to look like early season power play time when all they would do is pass around and wait for that perfect shot.
Artistic.
You just got to get in there, guys. We need a dirty goal. We need one soon. I don't mean dirty in a bad way. I mean a grimy,
Especially game
ugly
one,
goal.
in the first round. Everything was shoot first, right? And you worry that
See how close that was just on a nothing throw to the net play? That's what we need.
that success.
But Florida is extraordinarily active in the penalty kill, aren't they?
Well, they're very aggressive. They do not sit back and let you trying to pass the puck around. They are forcing the puck everywhere in the defensive zone.
Marner circles in front of his own goal and starts out with pressure from Reinhardt.
Leafs go.
Drops for Nylander. Nylander
Leafs
through
go.
center to the line for Nyes
Go,
on the
Leafs
left
go.
wing. Nyes got spun around and loses the puck. Down the ice it'll go.
50 seconds left to make this count.
Leafs are changing with 48 seconds left in the power play. Marner waits for man to clear. Puck comes up on the left wing for Domi. Domi's going to flip it in for Bobby McMahon to rampage down into the corner. Good hit there, but the puck comes to the blue line. Off of play into the corner by Pacioretty. Back to the point it comes in. A wrist shot coming. Hit the goal post. They score!
Patches almost didn't want to shoot it because I think he thought it went in already. But I'm glad he did.
Pacioretty deflects the first one. And then outside the goal post and the rebound was deposited.
Well, I think it caught up under the crossbar, Joe, roof of the net on the initial redirection. And then it popped back out, and Pacioretty turned. It was on his stick. So he thought, just in case everyone, like the officials, are with Joe Bowen not thinking it went in, I'm going to put it in a second time.
Oh, now it's my fault. Now it's my fault.
I'm giving you credit. I'm giving you credit. That's the opposite.
Backhanded compliment.
No, that's like saying if you weren't sure, then maybe nobody else was.
Oh, good point.
So I better put it in.
There, thank you.
Boy, Pacioretty now, what a role he has been on.
Playing around the
5 points in his last 3 games.
Lawton gets a hit on his man. Here's
Go,
Bennett in over
Leafs,
the
go.
line, dropping
You got to
it.
close down this last minute, guys.
His shot didn't get through. Bennett was knocked down. Puck along the boards. Knocked away there by the Leafs, and it is Lawton getting it ahead for Lorenz, who one-hands it in over the line, but he can't get there ahead of Evan Rodriguez.
Try and stay out of your own zone in this
Over the
minute.
side and down into the Leaf end. Out of the net is Wall to leave it there for Tannen. Tannen trying to punch it up the boards, but can't. Centering pass comes into the slot, and now here's a chance for the sharp angle shot, and Wall
Get the
stopped
puck
that.
out of the zone.
Bring it up for Tannen. Tannen to the side of the net, got it ahead for Marner. Marner, saucer pass out in center, a little bit too far for McKay, and now brought back the other way by Verhaeghe. He'll shoot it into the Leaf end with 40 seconds left to go in the period. Puck into the far corner. Domi getting an assist, along with Morgan Riley, as the Leafs play it out and down the ice, but it will not have enough to go for icing. 1-1 tie. Both teams on the board with power play marches as the Leafs almost stole the puck there in Tavares as it is shot in now by Benoit. 15 seconds to go in the period. Where's the puck gone? Somebody blow the whistle. I don't know where the puck is.
Now right into the Panthers bench. So the Leafs, 12.8 seconds to go in the first period. They'll get an opportunity. So the Pacioretty goal is, in fact, a power play marker as time is running out. But a huge goal for the Leafs, and so big that it's the second power play unit, Joe, that is able to come out with it. No, Pacioretty may not have been sure that the first one was in.
I don't think he was.
See? I told you.
Joey, I'm on your side of this. I say nobody except me knew the first shot was in.
I guess it sounds like you're on my side.
Nobody has seen more goals than me from different angles. How do you think I got here?
Point taken, and all right, I got to go with you on this. But it did help that you had your eyes open this time.
Yes. And it wasn't my fault.
No, up, won by Florida, and launched high into the center ice area. Settled down by Riley, played ahead to the blue line. 6 seconds left in the period. Panthers get it across the line. Pacioretty stepped into Marchand, and the horn goes to end the period.
I tell you, some of the biggest mistakes I've made this year, Joey. One, the Four Nations, questioning Jordan Binnington.
Okay.
Number two, questioning the effectiveness of Max Pacioretty.
Yes.
And I honestly thought when Nick Robertson came out, I thought there were long stretches where when Pacioretty was in the lineup in the regular season, maybe he doesn't have that much more to add other than being a big body. He has looked faster, stronger, and more engaged here in the playoffs. And I was totally wrong at what he's been able to bring to that line.
Big man, Mr. Bell. A big man like yourself to admit a failing like that. That's the first time you've ever been wrong.
Oh no, I've perfected a ball.
Oh, you have?
Oh, yeah.
I forgot we've been married.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, it's a 1-1 tie at the end of 20 minutes of play. The Leafs and the Florida Panthers will step aside and bring on Ailish Forfar and Justin Cuthbert. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on 680 News Radio and the Maple Leaf.
Kelly Ripa like you've never heard.
Well, how we feeling, Leafs fans? First period's over. We got a 1-1 tie. Leafs came out physical. They've been playing strong O, strong D. My one complaint, the no-look passes. You keep throwing those no-look pizzas, they're gonna eat them up. Eventually one of them's gonna find a way in the net. We don't need that. We need some smarter plays on the passing end. Otherwise, keep on your game. We're in this. You are tuned into Blue Snot, Go Leafs Go Live Remix. It's the first intermission. Get up, stretch the legs, rehydrate, grab a snack, then come right back. Go Leafs Go.
conundrum that's just going to continue to exist for Craig Berube and Mark Savard, who, by the way, if you're tracking the savvy meter,
Yeah, how was that one low?
I think they gave it a 4.
It kind of was lower than that.
Yeah, so at least, you know.
They're marking on the fly. It's hard.
My favorite part of his celebrations is that he always has to fix his suit.
Yeah, and he kind of looks over at Berube.
He tugs on his lapels.
Yeah, he just like, okay, I'm back.
Yes.
Back in the TV. But now, you know, he knows. He obviously knows he's being savvy meter.
I suppose.
So
It's
he's
gotta
getting
be awkward.
nervous now. He knows the cameras are on
He
him at
either
every
loves
goal.
this or it's just horrifying that he's getting this attention.
Yeah, well, he's a good bit. I like it. All right, so it's a 1-1 tie. After 20 minutes, goals from Max Pacioretty and Barkov have the Leafs and Panthers tied 1 apiece. Round 2, game 2 over at Scotiabank Arena. We'll take a quick break. You will hear from Jim Rouse and Joe Bowen, who will have the call of the second period next.
How we feeling, Leafs fans? We getting hyped for that second period? As I was saying at the beginning of the break, the Leafs really need to keep up the play they're doing. But there's 2 places they can improve. The most important is those passes. No more soft, no-look passes, back passes to nobody. And guys, when you get that power play, we need more shots to the net. I like that screening that Nyes was doing. We need more chances like that. And I was saying also that I'm not an advocate of dirty plays. But when they take runs at your goalie on multiple occasions, and multiple goalies, it's only fair that as McMahon is falling, he takes a shot at Bob. Am I right? You are tuned into Blue Snot. Go Leafs, go live. Remix. We are getting ready for the second period action. Go Leafs, go. Go Leafs, go. Go Leafs, go. Where we at, Leafs fans? Where we at? Put a Go Leafs go in the chat. And I'ma throw one in the back. Just like that.
Somebody didn't tell you to say that.
Barkov for Florida, Pacioretty for the Leafs on the power play for Pacioretty, his second goal of this postseason. Face off to the center ice dot, to the left, Panthers to the right.
Let's go. Drop that puck.
While we're patiently waiting for Francois Salarov to drop the puck, and he does. And we're underway, and glad you're along with us. Panthers launch a long backhand towards the net that is corralled by Morgan Riley. Played off the boards but cut off by Florida. Centering pass in front of Marchand, who scores!
Guys, you're going to start the period like that?
The Leafs failed to get the puck out on the near board.
Sloppy.
Where William Nylander was, and the turnover allows an old nemesis to score the go-ahead goal, set up nicely by Anton Lundell.
What were you thinking, Morgan?
Like a casual play for the Leafs to force it up the right wing board.
So ugly.
As Morgan Riley had the pressure from behind. The tough part for Riley on this, Joe, is coming around the net on his backhand. So didn't get enough on it to force it up the right wing side. And
the Panthers take the lead.
The Leafs pay for it 15 seconds into the second period.
Reinhart lifting the puck out at center ice for
soft passes are going to cost you.
Cleared back in again off the stick of Tanev. Jones around back of the net can get it ahead off Barkov, and it's sliding down.
Do not like being right.
Tanev chased hard around back of the net, reverses
in
the
these
puck
kind of scenarios.
Back to Tanev with time and space. He finds Matthews, who gives it to McCabe, who gets it to Marner, who gets it back to McCabe, who centers in front of the goal. And a shot by Matthews was stopped by Bobrovsky. A good rush there by the Maple Leafs with just about everyone getting a touch on the puck. But Matthews was in so tight that he wasn't able to elevate.
Yeah, I think originally the pass was intended for Matthew Nyes. It got through him.
I think Matthews shoots this between his legs. He does.
Yeah.
Face off to the left in the Florida zone. Draw one cleanly by Toronto. Oliver Ekman-Larsson sending it down into the corner. Tavares unable to get to it. Pacioretty sends it back around the boards to the near corner. And the Panthers are just going to try to shovel it out at center, and they do. Bennett into the zone, onto the wing for the far side. Kulikov, a shot that was stopped by Wall. The rebound goes around back of the net, and it is lugged out at center ice now by Benoit, who shoots it in and gives Nate Schmidt a bit of a combing on the way by as the Leafs are changing. Bennett trying to come out of his own end, got away from Nylander. Bennett gets it up on the right side, and a wrist shot is kicked away there by Wall, and Nylander starts back up ice for Toronto. Willie trying to play it off on the right wing, had it knocked away. Quickly sent back. Look out, that's gone. Whoa, I think Mark Savard almost got hit with that puck, and he did almost a cartwheel behind the bench.
Go, Leafs, go. Can't get back into this one, guys.
You know, Austin Matthews had the opportunity right after the 2-1 go-ahead goal by the Florida Panthers. Still waiting. He's been solid for the Leafs. Done a lot of little things well, but you're still waiting for that breakout game, right? The 2-3 goal game that we know he's capable of and needs to do it. Just 2 goals so far here in the postseason.
Morgan Riley playing it around the boards in the Toronto zone. Sturm gets there for Florida to free it up. Domi trying to get it on the wing for Pontus Holmberg. Holmberg gets a little bit of skating room, then reverses the puck for Brandon Carlo, who gets it out at center, and one-handed by Bobby McMahon down into Florida territory. Jones
tried to hit
got
him,
away
he just
from
bounced
one
off
hit.
of
Domi
McMahon.
goes for a sprawl as he got sent into the near boards, and it's down into the Toronto zone again. 2-1 Florida. Goal 15 seconds into the period before anybody got back into their seats. McCabe, lead pass off Yarncrook into the offensive zone. Yarncrook along with Lawton trying to come out with it, but it goes into the corner, and Lundell will play it high to center ice. The Leafs have it at their own blue line. Pass back is deflected in over the line. Yarncrook in pursuit, but carried to safety by Nate Schmidt. Played back out at center ice. Lorenz had it knocked off his stick and down into the Toronto end. Oliver Ekman-Larsson against the boards, ties his man up, and Lorenz goes to the loose puck, but he's taken out of the play. Into the corner it goes and around back of the net to the far side. Oliver Ekman-Larsson couldn't get to it. Forsling sends it back.
Don't let that blow play take the wind out of your sails.
This line on
and then blow the game behind it.
A bouncing puck is one-handed by Ekblad into the corner, and I think there's going to be a penalty here.
It's going to be goalie interference. He skates right into, or is it just going to be a hand pass? Might be a hand pass, but I mean, you got a pretty good case for goalie interference on this. He goes right into the blue paint on his own and knocks Joseph Wall into the net. And forgive me and maybe the rest of Leaf Nation.
I didn't think it would be a penalty. Did you?
Being a little sensitive to guys cruising through the crease.
No kidding. Draw won by Florida. Snapped in off the boards. It's going to go around back of the net. Cut off there by Wall. Played up on the wing. Leafs Matthews getting to it, but he gives the puck away, and a shot is stopped by Wall's blocking glove. Another shot goes wide of the net. Leafs Benoit getting it up for Nyes. Good play to get it out. Barkov against the boards on the far side. Puck comes free, but Nyes couldn't get any momentum going to get around the defense. Brought back by Barkov. In across the line, a shot taken there by Ekblad was knocked away by Wall. And the Leafs will punch it out at center, but out of the reach of Nyes. It's back at the blue line for Florida to play in off a stick into the Toronto zone, and both teams are changing. Played by Benoit, but cut off. Centering pass went off a stick and out at center ice. And it's rammed off now by the Leafs. Here's Pacioretty getting it in front for Nylander.
It's Willie!
The potential for disaster at one end ends up with a tying goal for the Leafs at the other. As the Leafs narrowly avoid another giveaway that could have ended up back of their own net, they take off with Max Pacioretty and Willie Nylander. This was after Simon Benoit went behind the Leafs net and it bounced out into the slot. Florida couldn't control it. The Leafs took away. But Willie Nylander, Joe, he's on his backhand. When Pacioretty sends it over to him, he's on the left wing side, takes it off his skate, and then chips the backhand. Past Sergei Bobrovsky, second time in the game the Leafs have tied it.
Just another day at the office. Probably that's a fairly simple play, I would think.
Boy, two of the hottest players, so right in the lineup.
Unbelievable. Puck down in the Toronto zone. Here's Kulikov giving the puck away, and Domi comes to center. Domi's in over the line to the left wing boards. Tried to chip it in a little deeper, but it was cut off, and it's brought back to center by Sturm and shot into the Toronto zone. Riley, bank pass to find Brandon Carlo. Got it ahead at center now, and here's Lott. In across the line with a little move. Couldn't find room to get around on the far side, and Florida gets it back at center. Leafs are going to launch it high right back into the Panther zone. Leafs 2 and the Florida Panthers 2. Pretty good hit there from Scotty Lott. Puck on the far side is shot out at center and across the line for Luosterainen. His shot is deflected wide off the blocker of Wall. Puck back to the Toronto net. Yarncrook gives it to the defense up on the wing, and it's chipped to the line and out by Lott. Marchand sends it high right back into the Toronto zone. Both teams trying to get a change going. Here's Tanev. Long left wing feed. Nyes cutting it on the wing. And he got a wrist shot away that Bobrovsky stopped. Comes back to the point. Kept in now by the Leafs and Matthews. Matthews trying to work along the boards. Upended there as the end is stick grab. The puck comes back to the point, but it's going to be shot down the ice by Florida. And there'll be a icing call. Oliver Ekman-Larsson gets the additional assist on the goal from Nylander, his 6th of the playoffs, and his 13th point.
That will tie him with Connor McDavid for the league lead. And for Willie, this is going to be now points in 7 out of 8 playoff games. It was just the shutout loss to Ottawa here in Game 5. It's the only time that Nylander's not come to score sheet.
Played out at center ice by Florida. Oliver Ekman-Larsson goes to the left wing side for Nyes. He bursts by and into the corner. Centering pass for Marner, though, was intercepted. Barkov gets it out at center ice.
Like, the Panthers know where you're going to pass it.
Benoit, a pass ahead was intercepted.
So
brought
you've
back
gotta
by
put some
Verhaeghe.
sauce on that
In
pass.
the wing for Ekblad. He got spun around. The puck comes free. Long shot. Pad saving a good
Good
one.
save.
Rebound in front of the net. Joey Wall makes a good save there, but it comes back to the point and is kept in by Florida. Jones to the right wing side. Here's Verhaeghe with a shot. That doesn't reach the net. It goes to the side of the goal and played on to the wing for Nyes. Nyes to Matthews. Matthews to Marner. Marner trying to give it back to him, and it was just deflected away from him. Matthews after it in the far corner. Got it back now for Pacioretty. Into the slot for Willie. Near side, Brandon Carlo a shot. Whoa, that didn't look as comfortable, I think, as Bobrovsky would like.
Well, that rattles around, and we saw Chris Tanev score from the right point in the opening game. And a shot that skipped past Bobrovsky. Tanev, pardon me, Brandon Carlo looking for his first as a lead.
A 2-2 tie here in the second. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on 680 News Radio.
Well, well. Second period action. Round 2. Game 2. Florida 2. Toronto 2. Leafs trying to take a 2-0 lead in the series. What's it going to take for them to get it done? It's more about what's it going to take for them not to blow it, because they're doing the right things to win. But they're also doing a few things that could cost them. Those soft passes, it's already cost them 1 goal and a bunch of chances. Tighten that up. Let's see where they get with that. You are tuned into Blue Snot. Go Leafs Go Live remix.
Second period is brought to you by Desjardins Insurance. Get insurance, it's really big on care at desjardins.com/care today. Panthers control the face-off. Leafs are able to get a stick on it, but it's carried by Lundell to center and shot down into the Toronto zone. Riley reversing the puck there for Oliver Ekman-Larsson, or for Carlo rather, and it is pushed to the line and out at center ice by Toronto. Tavares, along with Nylander and Pacioretty, brought to center ice and in on the left wing for Lundell. Lundell drops it back into the slot and flip a shot blocked. There's a rebound. Where's the puck? Sprawling his wall, and he's got a hold of it. Well, he had it, and then it's now back on the import, but it's not in the net.
No, that was a big scramble. The Leafs got caught collapsing in their own zone, and they had 4 guys show almost below the hash marks, which opened up the lane to take it to the net for Aaron Ekblad, but Ekblad was forced onto the back end. By the way, I want to give a shout out. Big someone that's a regular listener to our broadcast, Kate Pedersen.
Oh, yes. Who's here?
Yeah,
Nice to see her.
but she's also listening down across row.
Oh. She probably can hear us.
Big fan of our work.
Well,
My work.
boy, did I get ditched there in a big time hurry. A centering pass goes wide of the Leaf goal. Kept in, and a shot goes high off a stick up into the screen and out of play. Talk about having to play second fiddle without even having a bass.
This has been a rather strange game, hasn't it? 4 goals. Shots on goal are just 14 for Florida. Leafs have only had 9. is it considered a factor? Power plays are 3-1 Toronto.
Which you do. Shot from the point, blockered away there by Wall, trying to come out on the short side. It comes out in front, but it is taken to safety by the Maple Leafs. Yarncrook, who got it out in center. Back into the zone it goes and chipped along, and the Leafs poke it out at center, but just out of the reach of Yarncrook. Now the Panthers have to wait for teammates to get onside as it's hit in. Hey, what's everybody hollering about here?
Well, we have an injury.
Whoa! Now we've got Schmidt wrestling one of the Leafs to the ice.
I think it was Bobby McMahon. Was that McMahon or was it Lawton?
Lawton,
24,
maybe,
not
yeah.
74, right in the boards below us. Delivered the hit. And Evan Rodriguez is slowly now making his way to the Florida bench. I don't believe there was a penalty on this play. But then Nate Schmidt jumped Bobby McMahon. So
No,
we
it was
will,
Lawton. It was Lawton.
yeah,
that he jumped, yeah.
pardon me.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lawton. And Lawton is going to the box, and I'm not sure what for. Because I do not believe on the initial hit,
Lawton, 2 minutes for getting jumped.
Neither official had their arm up.
Rodriguez is going to the dressing room, and the officials are going to discuss this.
I don't know why.
Are they going to give Lawton a penalty for hitting Rodriguez?
It was right in the numbers. It easily, and again, I hate to point out 3-1 power plays for the Leafs.
But then does it get even up because of the...
Well, unless they say it's going to be a 5-minute major, then they can review it and even it up. But I think the way it's being described to Barkov, I think they're going to reverse steps a little bit here and say that it's going to be a boarding penalty and roughing.
Here's the call.
Penalties on the play. Florida number 88, 2 minutes for roughing. 17, 2 minutes for embellishment. We got 24 for Toronto, 4 minutes for roughing. 5-on-5 hockey.
4 minutes for roughing? Wow.
Well, he must get...
So basically,
Well, no, the hit's got to be the roughing penalty. Right? Well, how do you get a double minor from being jumped?
that's the roughing right there for fighting Schmidt, I guess. Even though Schmidt tackled him. But why is it 2 for roughing? Or 2 minors for roughing? I'm confused.
You're saying getting jumped cost Scott Lott
4 minutes for roughing. Well, that's what's trying to be explained to Coach Craig Berube now.
Lawton did see Nate Schmidt coming. Now they're calling it. Can we make these 5-on-5 here still? Is Rodriguez for? And I'll tell you something else. It's not embellishment. I mean, Rodriguez got pasted in the number. That is the most bizarre call.
Ralphie, I understand it. It's called creative accounting.
Oh, jeez.
I use it at tax time, and it all comes out even. Just understand how this works.
So Rodriguez, did he get the penalty for going to the dressing room? That was part of the embellishment?
I guess.
He got drilled.
Played out at center ice for Nyes. He'll chip it down into Florida territory. Well, that was as creative a bit of officiating as we've seen. Leafs keep the puck in momentarily, but it is played now by Florida back into the Toronto zone. Matthews sending it around the boards, and out comes Chris Tanev. Tanev up on the right wing with a pass that's deflected by Nyes into the offensive end. Bobrovsky sends it back. Nyes had gone too far, and now here's Verhaeghe getting it ahead and now brought out slowly by Forsling to get it to center ice. Verhaeghe on the right side, back into the slot area, and it was out of his reach. Puck along the near boards with Domi. Battling his man there as it goes to the far side for Tkachuk. Tkachuk gets it back, just tipped in at the blue line. Spinning move by Seth Jones. Jones is knocked down. Breaking out at center ice. Bobby
Spin him on his ass.
On the right wing, has a man going to the net, but it was Oliver Ekman-Larsson in the pass was out of his reach. Knocked down on the play on the far side was Potter's.
Where are those fans at? Let's get a Go Leafs Go in the back. throw one in the chat. Oh, come on.
Nailed with a tripping penalty. And he is in somewhat disbelief. Talking to the officials. We're going to see it again. Seth Jones just drills Bonus Holmberg. No call, fine. Then Holmberg gets up. Leafs are screaming from the bench. And ends up taking a tripping penalty.
Rodriguez is back on the bench for Florida.
I don't think I've ever seen a guy get an embellishment penalty, go to the dressing room, come back and be on the bench while somebody else is serving his penalty. Well, I mean, Holmberg and Jones, he sort of backs into him, but Jones makes no effort to miss him.
So Rodriguez has got to serve the penalty. He can't be on the bench.
Yeah.
Right? So what happens if they put him on the ice? They can't.
Maybe the Leafs get another penalty.
There you go. So the power play here for Florida. Brought the center in.
I mean, it's funny because, you know, that's the way it's been trending.
And McCabe in there trying to battle it out. Here's Kachuk coming off the far half boards. Down into the corner it goes. Barkov side of the net and a bad pass by Kachuk is going to send it out at center ice. Now this would be very interesting. They try to sneak Rodriguez onto the ice.
And he has played in the second power play.
Yes, Matthews gets in over the line on the backhand, can't deliver a shot. He plays it all the way back into his own zone. Joseph Wall's going to tuck it around to the near tie, but then a stolen puck by Kachuk, but he lost his stick just when he was going to make a pass. But they have it again. That should have been an easy clear for the Leafs. And they
Should have,
into the slot area,
but soft pass is the theme tonight.
Watch the line, off of the right wing side. Wrist shot coming in, it's wide. Rebound cleared to the line, but not out. Jones keeping it in. Back of the net for Kachuk. Kachuk looking in front, center to the near side. Played by Verhaeghe back to the blue line.
Get on that puck.
Jones, right wing side, a shot. Blocked by Benoit. It's cleared to the line. Not out, they say, but that's really close. Really close in case of a review. Taken down there was Yarncrook. It comes to the near side to Reinhardt. Reinhardt dropping it back for Jones off the stick of Nyes.
Yeah.
To center ice and played.
Good job, Nyes.
Goaltender.
Ooh.
Bobrovsky who scoops it aside. Played back into the slot area. Brought out at center ice now by Florida. To the line and in. Broken up by the Leafs, but they don't get it out. Matthews chasing after Bennett's backhand. That goes to the near boards. After it and
Off Marner's hand.
onto the ice. So I guess Rodriguez can now play. And a collision in front of the Leaf goal that goes undetected as Carlo got upended there, and a collision with Anton Lundell. Here the Panthers in again with a pass in. Oh, the save made by Wall. Oh, he got it right away. Here's Nylander closing. Knocked away with a big rebound in front of the goal. And
What?
the Leaf is tied.
Holmberg pulled down again? No call? It's like almost comedic at this point, like, right? Is this comedy? Are we watching a comedy right now?
Out of the net is Bobrovsky. Pacioretty staples his man to the boards. Cleared to center ice and in over the line for Nico Stern. He loses it. Grabbed off by Luosterainen and played back to the Toronto goal. Chipped to the line but not out. Into the corner it goes to Tanev. Tanev along the boards playing it off the glass. It'll go down the ice and an icing call will come. That penalty kill.
6:55 remaining. Second period. The 2-2 tie.
Honda dealers get home ice advantage on every drive with the new Civic Hybrid. Proudly built here in Ontario. Visit Ontario Honda dealers today.
Well, Billy Nylander.
What a couple of minutes of hockey that was.
Billy Nylander was waiting at the Florida line, right on the boards, right wing side when he took the pass. But what hurt him, Joe, was the fact that he wasn't moving. So now he's got to get his feet going to take it to the net. By then he was being cut off and tried to shoot short side of Bobrovsky.
Played out at center by Toronto. Gloved and brought back in and shot in by Verhaeghe. Verhaeghe gets it around into the corner on the near side, and Tatum made sure he didn't move much further than that. Pacioretty can't get it out as it comes around the boards into the near corner. Pinching in is Mikkola. Back in the net for Verhaeghe. Played to an empty corner. Tatum trying to get there ahead of the pinch and couldn't get it out past Reinhart. Now they battle in the near corner. Pacioretty up against the wall with Reinhart. Nylander around there, but it's going to go to the far side. Tavares couldn't get it out. Now the Leafs do, as they play it off a body to center, and a change of players is coming. 6 minutes to play in the second period, and we're tied at 2s. Bennett gets ahead as Domi tried to step into him. Then Tatum blows a tire. It comes in front of the net, and it's knocked back to the net. Into the corner, and back to the point to Jones. Jones on the near side. A shot deflects wide of the lead goal off the stick of Smith. Into the corner it goes. Near side. Lorenz is taken to the boards there by Kachuk. It goes into the far corner. McMahon got there to get a piece of his man and knock him down, but a shot is blocked by Wall. The puck is in the slot area. Bagged out at center, and Domi's got a breakaway on the left wing side. Closes, and then couldn't get it in front. Pass it back to the net. Domi trying to center and looking for Bobby McMahon. And now Marchand will start away. Panthers in on the left wing with Lundell. What period of hockey this has been. Here's Marchand trying to center. Bouncing puck is taken away by the Leafs. One-handed to center ice by Pontus Holmberg, who was hit there by Marchand. Carlo will stretch it out. The former Bruin stares down his former captain. And now McCabe gets it ahead, and here's Scotty Laughton in. Laughton with a wrist shot, deflects wide, then knocked into the corner by Bobrovsky. Comes back at center ice. The Leafs will regroup. 4:40 to go, second period. Tied at 2s. Shot back down into the Florida zone. Knifed up on the wing. That goes off a stick, so there's no icing. Played by Wall into the corner. Pushed along the boards for Lawton. He got drilled there. The puck's still free. Lawton was able to take it away, and it goes around back to the net. Scooped up on the wing for Nyes. He doesn't get it out. Takes down Reinhart. Down into the corner, Benoit. Matthews will free it up, and Marner will quickly play it up on the right wing side. And it is Ekman Larson launching it high into the left wing corner.
Nyes in on it.
Nyes into the forecheck, spins around and comes away with the
Gets the puck, leaves it, plays it back around to the other side.
Back to the net again for Nyes. Nyes engaged. Matthews couldn't dig it free, and Barkov has it for Florida, and he's going to bring it out. Barkov got it ahead, passed off by Reinhart to the right wing side. Mikkola tried to make a little move, and it didn't work, and now Tavares is back the other way. Johnny's trying to drag the net with a backhand, and that was stopped by Barkov on the short side. Pacioretty gets knocked down. Odd man rush here for Florida. Cross the line for Boquist. Boquist is slowed up in the corner. Centering pass back into the slot. Wrist shot blocked by Tannen. The puck comes free again. Here's Forsling with another shot, and Wall! This kid puts the net and close and holds for a face-off.
Well, that could have been a bit scary. Tavares was being wrapped up behind the net. Pacioretty came in and got dumped, but then took Tavares' feet out. And they were both down on the play, with the Panthers breaking out. At least were able to get a block and come up with the puck. Not bad. Got about 3:15 remaining in the second period in a 2-2 hockey game. Game 2, round 2. Panthers, Leafs. This is Blue Snot, Go Leafs Go Live remix with just doing some reaction and commentary as the Leafs engage with the Panthers in this intense series. I just want to reiterate again how important it is to put some muscle and power behind those passes. Those soft passes are getting picked. It's looking like the Panthers know where the Leafs are passing it before the Leafs do. So the Leafs are going to have to throw those pucks hard. Otherwise, keep playing the game you're playing. Eventually, you're going to capitalize on these chances. How we feeling, Leafs fans? Put a Go Leafs Go in the chat while I throw one in the back. Wow, Steven Lorentz. Wow. Steven Lorentz looking like he's going to go for it, and then dishes to Domi for the goal. How about that, Leafs fans? Let's get a horn.
First lead of game 2. But what a play by Scotty Lorenz, and Morgan Riley has been outstanding. As he in the playoffs, joining the rush, reading the play, joined the rush, but Scotty standing at center, makes the hit, makes the play to Morgan Riley, coming up the right wing side, won't get a point. That's a huge part of that goal.
What a job the two of you guys have done together, and they have. Carlos has just helped Morgan Riley get his team right back to where we know it's been for so many years here. But Domi gets the Leafs to the first lead. Sealand to the center. Then shoots it in, but it's a delayed offside. Going to be held out by the official. And now here's Marchand coming down the left wing board, trying to get into the corner. Taking it along the wall there. Centering pass comes off the skate in front, but it's going to clear to the line, but not out. Put back in by Ekblad. Round on the near side, brought on there by Forsling. Back to the net. McCabe chips it back into an empty corner. Leafs Tavares trying to get there. Got it back to the point, but it comes off on the right wing side for Barkov. Barkov couldn't get it in front. Tavares chipping it along in nines. Tomahawked at it, but didn't get it past the defense. Kept it on the far side. Now Tannen will take it up behind the net, played it off the boards and down the ice. He'll take the icing, just relieve the pressure a little bit, and a face-off coming in the Toronto zone as a result. 1:37 to go.
Tavares has been out of the long shift.
Minute 37 remaining in the second period. This is another area where I really would like to see the Leafs clean up their game. It's the last minute of the hockey in the period, of any period. It's almost like they're set to play 19 minutes, and that last minute, they just don't got the gas. They got to start turning that around. Let's not let Florida back into this game here.
And against the boards, Tannen gets it out at center ice, and Nines gets it the rest of the way into the zone. But here's Tavares, still into the attack. Now the puck in along the boards, and Tavares is around back of the net. I guess he was feeling a little better than you thought.
Found that second win.
Centering pass, Bobrovsky sprawls. The puck is along the boards, and now the Panthers are getting it out at center. Chip to the line, but not in. And then Matthews has to wait for Tavares to get onside as he was heading to the next with a minute left. Puck in the Florida zone. Comes back to the point. Tipped in by Brandon Carlo. Rounding the boards to the far side. Pontus Holmberg is double teamed on that wing. Kept in by Riley. To the near side for Carlo. A shot! Oh, and a big split save made by Bobrovsky. Brandon Carlo got all of that. Leafs back in on the left wing. Pontus Holmberg is taken down by Seth Jones. No penalty. Puck around back in the net. Chasing his man was McMahon, but it's brought on now by Barkov. Barkov, a left wing feed. Long shot goes wide of the lead goal with a dozen seconds left in the period. Leafs have it in the corner, and now it is Benoit hoping to kill off the remaining time. Oliver Ekman-Larsson will get it out, and the puck is sent to the red line, and that'll do it. What a period of hockey.
It was a little anxious and intense.
Scored twice to erase a 2-1 Florida lead. Nylander and Domi, and they'll go to the dressing room up 3-2.
Talk about the importance of goals early in the period, late in the period. Well, Brett Marchand, 15 seconds into the second period, put Florida back on top 2-1. But the Leafs kept coming. Willie Nylander. What's really surprised me, Joe, about the first 5 periods of this series is the number of chances the Leafs have had off the rush. I mean, I thought the Leafs were going to be in trouble if the narrative after the first game or two was going to be they kept us to the outside. We weren't allowed to get in and get good chances. The Leafs have created, with their speed, a lot of chances off the rush, and I'm sure from a Florida standpoint, that's the one thing they're probably concerned with the most right now is how often, when you compare it to, Florida hasn't generated nearly as much coming off the rush, but you saw it on the Nylander goal, you saw it on the Domi goal, that the Leafs off the rush have been very dangerous, surprisingly, I think, for playoff hockey against Florida in this series so far in 5 periods.
But 2 Toronto boys team up on the go-ahead goal as Domi is set up by Steven Lorenz, who are bread and buttered in this neighborhood.
And like we said, Scotty Lawton, if there's a third assist, he gets it. He makes the great play and the great read with his back to the Florida net, set it at center ice, tips it to Morgan Riley, who's got speed coming up the right wing side. So there's 3 Toronto boys and an adopted son, and Morgan Riley, that contribute on that goal.
Pretty much entrenched.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he is. All right, speaking of being entrenched, we're going to send it back to Ailey Scorefire and Justin Cuthbert for our second period intermission. The Leafs 3.
Leafs 3, Panthers 2. As we go into the second intermission, it was nice to see, right after I said it, that Toronto needs to do better in the last minute. It was nice to see them be the dominant one in the last minute. We need to see more of that. Stronger passes, keep everything tight, hard on pucks. You're going to get more opportunities. It's been an intense period. Leafs found their way back on top. They got a 3-2 lead. You are tuned into Blue Snot. Go Leafs Go Live Remix. Get up, get a stretch, rehydrate, grab a snack, and come right back. Go Leafs Go. Blue Snot, Go Leafs Go Live remix. Getting ready to start that third period. What's going to be the result? Oh, Wes McCall is a standby official? Oh boy. What happened? Why is Wes McCall in the game? We are getting ready to start the third period. The score is 3-2 Toronto. The Leafs looking to take a hold of 2-0 in the series going back to Florida. The Panthers need to take this game to get back in the series. What's going to happen in the final 20 minutes of regulation time? Let's find out.
Out of the net is Wall, punching around on the boards, but it's trapped there. The centering pass. And a quick shot taken there by Luosterainen was off a leg and went wide. Centering pass comes out in front of the net. Bouncing puck still free. Cleared to the line but not out. Ekblad to the line and now on the right wing side. A shot ball. Takes that and...
Remember me?
Yeah, remember me. That's what I was going to say. You tell us, Ralph.
Yeah, Brandon Carlo. First of all, Marchand tries to draw the penalty. It's like he drew the first one, spin and fall away from Brandon Carlo, and he got back up, and Carlo gave him a little shot.
And the funny thing about that was Marchand said, no, not you. I'll go and push someone else over here.
Yeah, and it had nothing to do with being former teammates. It had something to do with being 6'5".
That does try to settle things down every once in a while. Well, face off to the left in the Toronto zone. And the face-off wasn't done correctly, they'll do it over again.
I know this series, we're only 5 periods in to this series. Would you agree this feels more like 93?
Oh, yes.
Where there's chances back and forth, no lead is safe.
And it's physical and tough. Panthers at the point, left side, Forsling lets it go. That went high and wide of the goal, near side, Knives couldn't chip it by Ekblad. Ekblad with a far side, and it's intercepted at Knives. And now here's Marner in on the right side. Marner trying to drive the net, goes around back to the goal. Trying to center in front for Knives. He's taken to the boards by Ekblad. Comes in front of the net, a shot! Oh, what a chance Matthews had there! Brought back by
Panthers up 3-2.
On the right side. Barkov centers, and that went right past Verhaeghe, who had an empty net if he makes any contact. Jones near point, stepping in.
No early goals, guys.
Now the half-forwards with a shot that was blocked, and the Leafs come away with the loose puck, and it's going to be played ahead for Matthew Knies.
Go Kniesy.
Brings it to center and then flips a long shot over top of the goal, off the end boards. Panthers up against the wall, get it out. Play back in on a delayed offside. Puck comes up on the right wing side, then for Sam Bennett. Bennett will get it to center, and on the wing it comes in now. Here's Luosterainen with a shot that was not the rebound. Knocked away, the rebound in the corner. Samoskevich couldn't get it, and the Leafs get it out at center ice. Jones gives the puck away. Here's Lorenz in. Lorenz with a shot, just missed. Rebound spinning there was Yarncrook. If he delivers the backhand, he gets it to the net. But by the time he spun, he was too well tied up. But again, the fourth line does a great job. Here the Panthers getting it to center. Right wing side, Rodriguez. Got it into the Toronto zone. Puck into the near corner. Bennett trying to get it back to the point he does, but unable to keep it in was Kulikov. And it's down into Florida territory. Bobrovsky into the corner to his defenseman and is backhanded high into neutral ice. Tanev will go back and quickly play it back out. Florida not waiting for teammates to get onside. This should be offside, but don't know why that wasn't whistled down. Or did the Leafs play it back themselves, maybe? Played out in center ice. And now right back into the Leafs zone. Marchand taken to the boards there by Tanev. Puck comes off the wall and out. And Nylander is racing after it, so there won't be any icing. And Bobrovsky had to wait for it to get into the non-trapezoidal area and almost gave it away. Puck back out at center ice. Lundell plays it up on the left wing. Now back for Aaron Ekblad. Pass, a bad one, is intercepted by the Leafs and brought back by Max Pacioretty. Long shot is blocked. Rebound is pushed out into the center ice area. Marner able to knock his man wide. The puck comes down into the zone and Benoit stands up. Luosterainen in his tracks. And there's going to be an icing call here against Toronto.
Well, this is entirely from a year ago. This defense is entirely different. Tanev and Benoit have been absolute beasts physically. And I'm sure if you ask Brad Marchand, he would agree. Brandon Carlo as well. Let's not forget that.
Pacioretty knocks his man down and gets the puck out into the center ice area and heads to the bench.
Let's hear it go, Leafs, go.
Here come the Panthers again. In across the line. A wrist shot taken by Nico Spawn. Hitting the shot towards the net. Turns off the stick. Goes up into the screen and out of play. Shot favored 40, 21-15. But 2 goals after Panthers took a 2-1 lead from Nylander and Gomez. Now lifting the Leafs into the 1-goal for the Pirates there. First time they've led in the game.
Talking to Steve Goldstein, was play-by-play for the Florida Panthers television. He said he's never seen Florida give up so many odd man rushes.
Shot from the slot area goes off the stick up into the screen as well. Well, that's exactly what you were pointing out.
He said, usually he said, you get a 2-1 lead early in the second. It's difficult for the opposition to generate scoring opportunities. And the Leafs, Florida's got something to do with it, but the Leafs have really been quick.
At the point and drive, big save by Wall, and a diving save by Wall with a paddle down. Barkov in the corner, trying to work big back to the net. He's knocked down. Tanev takes his man wide. It comes back to the point. Shot by Nikolov and blocked, and the Leafs are going to get it out at center. Verhaeghe turns back at his own blue line. Verhaeghe waits for teammates to change.
Nikolov looking frustrated out there.
Tanev, a glance over the shoulder, took a hit there. The centering pass is caught by Wall, but Tanev is slow to get up.
Boy, that was right close to being in the numbers as well as Tanev. And you'll remember a game in Boston, he was injured on a very similar play. Tanev goes right to the Leaf bench and is doubled over.
He has been a warrior, though, the entire season.
The way he plays, from blocking shots to the physical side.
Yep. That's why they got him.
On that body.
Sure has. I have said many times, he is the most valuable player on this team this season. Panthers keep the puck in. It goes off an official and comes in front in the backhand. Goes high off a body up into the screen and out of play.
Everything becomes magnified now, but the Florida Panthers, that push has come early here in the third period. Tried to go high off the glass.
Leafs play it out at center.
Go, Leafs,
towards
go.
The net. Scooped aside by Bobrovsky. Played to the line and out, racing down the right wing is Samaskevich. He had to roll off his stick and then a big collision in the corner with Scotty Lawton. But it comes back to the point, a shot. That goes high and wide over top of the net. Lawton getting to the puck and getting it elevated. It'll be an icing, but the Leafs are getting into that dangerous spot of playing a lot in their own end. Now, they've been very good at it over the years.
I'm not a huge fan of icing the puck, but I like that a lot better than giving it away.
Not been very good.
And it's been the 4-4 check.
Draw to the right of Wall. Lawton.
Go Leafs, go.
Face off against Lundell. And Lawton won it cleanly. Carlo plays it off the boards, past the defense, out, and the Leafs get a much-needed change. To the near boards. A hit there by Holmberg, and it's cleared back down into the zone, and Marchand lets the puck go, and a centering pass was deflected wide. Another shot in front, they score!
Every goal that they got burned on, they got caught looking lazy.
To deflect it past Wall, and this game is tied 3-3.
You could feel it coming.
Yep. You could feel it coming because they were playing lazy.
And this is a puck goes across front of Wall to the right wing.
Nobody's moving.
Aaron Ekblad jumps down the right wing side and then rifles it towards the front of the net. And I don't know if this goes off Oliver Ekman-Larsson first before it's knocked in.
It went up on his skates and then he got it on a stick and put it through Wall's legs.
We're tied again.
Tanev sends it back down into the Florida zone. Leafs have got to get some offense going here as the shot went wide of the Florida net. Shot then by... They score!
Oh, Mitchie. Getting it right back, Mitch.
I want to restart the PlayStation because this isn't very realistic. Mitch Marner, I don't think there's much of a screen. I don't know if this goes off something, but the Leafs ring it around the boards.
Nope, just high glove right under the bar.
Above the face
Knuckle
of the
ball.
and just flings the rolling puck. No, this doesn't touch anybody.
Nope, just a knuckle puck.
Far side,
Right into the corner.
But it's up on in when he throws it to the net. And very quickly, remember I said this feels like the 90s? Might be the 80s.
I'll tell you how quickly. 17 seconds quickly. Played down into the Toronto end, and an icing call coming here against Florida. My goodness.
Well, the Leafs have 4 goals and 17 shots. And this has got to be devastating for Florida. They come out with all kinds of jump.
Bobrovsky. Bobrovsky.
Drawn to the right in the Florida zone. Tavares wins it. Nylander into the slot. Gets it back to the point. Shot by Carlo. Is gloved by Bobrovsky.
What a roller coaster of emotions. 6 minutes and 6 seconds into the third period.
Well, we're going to take a break. 13:54 to go in the third.
And the Leafs are up 4-3 with 2 quick goals, one from the Panthers and one from the Leafs. 17 seconds apart, Mitch throws a knuckle puck almost from the blue line corner that just flutters through everybody and right under the bar. I'll take it. It's what I've been saying all game. Get some pucks at the net. We're going to get some goals that aren't pretty if we do it. But at the same time, it's beautiful. You are tuned into Blue Snot, Go Leafs Go Live Remix. Hit up the chat, let it go, Leafs go. saying on the broadcast, the game feels a little opened up. I like the PlayStation reference and the 90s and 80s references. Well, if it were the 90s and the 80s, it'd be a little bit more brutal to go along with the high score rating. Well, ready to get back into the action. Can the Leafs continue their strong play and pull out the victory? Or will the Panthers claw their way back in? Go Leafs, go. Go Leafs, go. Go Leafs, go.
Throw it to the net.
Trying to get Toronto, a long shot. It's thrown aside by Bobrovsky, but that was
Brandon Carlo.
Carlo thinking, well, Arnold could do it.
Did Lightning strike twice?
Played by Riley, off a stick and into the Florida zone.
I mean, it can strike 20 times if you throw it 50 times.
And to the line, but not out. Oliver Ekman-Larsson backhands it into the corner, but the Panthers get it out, and Ekblad comes to center and flips it in off the glass. Played around back of the net, the Leafs have time and space, and the pass comes out at center. Pacioretty just gets it down to the Florida blue line. Panthers back trying to shoot it in, but it ends up going into the bench. And backup goaltender Matt Murray, who is dressed tonight, replacing Anthony Stolarz. No idea how long Stolarz will be incapacitated, but he was at the breakfast with the team the next morning and joking with Carlo and whatnot, so you don't know how serious it is, but he is not dressed tonight.
He needs a bit of time.
Which
He's
would
going to
be
be
the
okay.
indication it's obviously not minor.
No. Panthers send it into the zone. Here's Bennett at the point, sending it high off the glass behind the net to the far side. Schmidt plays it along the wall, but it's cut off there by Brandon Carlo. Lorenz couldn't, or at least Yarncrook couldn't get it up the boards, but now Riley gets it ahead for Lorenz. He had it knocked away, but the Leafs get it out, and it is sent by Yarncrook down into the zone. Out of the net, Bobrovsky, but the Leafs get there first on the boards with Lorenz trying to free it up. Sends it towards the net where it was caught by Bobrovsky and thrown aside. And out at center ice it comes, and the Leafs have it again. Change of players for Toronto. On the right wing side, Tanev off a stick and into the zone. 12-19 to play, third period. Leafs 4, or the Panthers 3. Puck down in the Toronto zone. Tanev taken to the boards, but makes the play to get it on the wing. And now it is Matthews trying to pry it up the boards, but having difficulties with it. It comes to the point. Long shot. That was blocked. Centering pass off a skate to the near boards. Leafs still in their own zone. Battling on the wall is Reinhart. Matthews trying to get it freed up for Nyes.
That we've been playing with all year long.
Finds an opening and gets it back to the defense. And it is McCabe banking it ahead for Nyes, who gets it down into
Let the Panthers know this is not the same old song.
Panthers go back with Mikolaus circling around the net and starting out with it. Through center. Shot into the Toronto end. Wall can't get it to slow it up as it comes to the near corner. Down into the corner is Luosterainen, back of the net for Lundell. Lundell tries to center. Oliver Ekman-Larsson takes it to safety, pounds it off the boards to center. Bobby McMahon gets it the rest of the way into the zone, and Domi almost stole it. But it brought back by Florida. In on the left wing. Trying to play it around the boards. It's going to come to the near side to Anton Lundell. Sent back the other way, and Domi along with Oliver Ekman-Larsson get it to center, but Pontus Holmberg couldn't come up with it. Now Holmberg does. In across the line for Bobby McMahon. Holmberg trying to poke it free for him again, but it's cleared to the line and out. Riley waits for teammates and brings it right back in again and plays it into the right wing corner for Tavares.
Go, Johnny.
Tavares in against the boards was drilled, but it is lost high to center ice by Florida, and Bennett, or check that, Kachuk couldn't come up with it. Again to center ice for Nylander. to Tavares, who plays it deep into Florida territory. Running hit there by Pacioretty didn't connect. Far corner is Nylander stealing. Willie in the corner getting it back to Carlo. He couldn't get a good shot away, and it's cleared ahead at center. Kachuk trying to work in. Carlo catches up to him. The puck into the slot area drive. Big save by Wall. Holy Hughes with the right pad.
Joe Wall.
His best and biggest save of the playoffs, Mackie Samoskevich. Looks like he's got an open net to the right of Wall, who somehow extends the right pad to get a piece of it and put it up over the glass.
You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on 680 News Radio and the Maple Leaf Radio Network.
Big save, Joe Wall. Keeping the Leafs ahead. It's crunch time. A lot of action. A lot of intense hockey going on right now. We have 10 minutes remaining in the third period. Can the Leafs continue to show their strong defensive, smart hockey and close this game out with another victory? About 10 minutes away from finding out. 10 minutes of game time. The Panthers are getting their chances. The Leafs are playing strong. Stay on the pucks, keep blocking shots. Keep the shots from the outside. Don't get lazy on your feet and on the defensive end. And make sure you got some sauce on your passes and are looking where you're putting them. These are the keys to me. We are about set to return to action. Blue Snot, Go Leafs Go Live. Remix. Go, Leafs, go.
Zone. Shot into the Toronto end. Tanev is there again to take it into the corner. Matthews trying to pry it free as well. Marner unable to get to it. Barkov had it. And now Marner takes a look and just backhands it high into the center ice area. Jones forced back there by Nyes. He's headed to the bench for a change. Pass ahead. Broken up at the Leaf blue line and fed back out at center. Knocked right back in again by Samoskevich, and around back of the net it'll go for Ekblad. He'll get it up on the wing, and Oliver Ekman-Larsson sends it ahead. Up played down into the Florida zone. Back of the net, Ekblad trying to play it up the boards and got it knocked out of the air. Shot into the glove of Bobrovsky off the stick. Was that Lorenz? I believe it was.
49 to go here. And again, that line is dangerous. And, you know, in game one at this exact same time left in the game, it was a 4-3 Toronto lead. Matthew Nyes put the Leafs up 5-3 before Sam Bennett scored to make things a little too interesting, but 1:55 to go in regulation before the Leafs could hold on to close it out.
Go, Leafs, go. Circle to the left of Sergei Bobrovsky. Game 3 will be Friday in Florida.
Go, Leafs, go.
Draw one by Toronto. Carlo with a wrist shot that is gloved and held on to by Bobrovsky. Hey, I got news for you. Had a chance to meet Adam Copeland, who did the great video that my son John orchestrated. And he told me if you give me any trouble, he's going to come in and put a double arm bar on you. And that'll be it. He is hugely. There's a reflection in front of that Bobrovsky down. It comes all the way back out.
That almost looked like it was in.
He's a great guy.
Orangeville native?
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Puck out at center ice. Tavares banks it ahead. Flipped in there by Pontus Holmberg. Leafs are changing as it goes around back of the Florida goal, and they're going to launch it high into the neutral zone, and Marchand couldn't settle it down. Leafs will regroup deep in their own zone. Tanev coming out of his own end. Chris Tanev getting to the red line and shooting it in. It goes into the near corner. Panthers trying to play it out, knocked down. Right back into the corner goes Max Domi after it. Domi trying to get it away there from Kulikov. It comes up on the wing of the shot. Oh, and Bobrovsky had to see that through a maze.
Yeah, that.
Great shot from McCabe.
Yeah, and that had.
Keep them coming, guys.
Written all over it.
Keep them coming.
The battle in front, and guess who is there for the Leafs? Max Pacioretty. Front of the net took a defenseman with him. But Bobrovsky peeked around and was able to find it. Boy, the Leafs in the Brennan Carlo point shot went off the shin pad. Bobrovsky was going to his left. He just got his right pad on that. You do feel like the Leafs need another one, though, don't you, Joe?
Yes.
Nice.
Would be nice.
Played high
Would
to
be
center
comfortable.
ice. Tanev is back there again.
7:47 remaining.
Matthews chipped ahead for Knies. Knies to Matthews in over the line. Matthews squeezes by his man. Got it in front of the net, but it was knocked away before Marner could get to it.
Good stick by the Florida defender on
Up
that
on
one.
the left wing, and the Panthers come through neutral ice and backhanded high into the near corner. McCabe got away from a man, but it comes back to the point, and it is kept in by Florida. Played into the corner. Round back of the net now for Reinhart. Reinhart on the wall looking for a loose puck, and it's going to be launched high by Matthews. Down into
It's almost better just to hold the puck in
Florida,
that
no icing.
situation and take the
Jones is
hit
back.
than it is just to
7
throw a
minutes to
sauce,
play in the third.
saucy
Leafs by
nothing
one. Bennett
to the
up
other
on
team.
left wing with a long shoot in that Wall handles easily. Bennett's kind of slid by there, looking to maybe try to take another goalie out. Draw to the right of Joey Wall.
That's one of the things before this was the Knies goal in the third period. It was big collision with Wall and net that you were worried about.
Face-off won by Florida. Punched in along the boards, cut off there by Scotty Lawton. Pushed ahead at center. Here's Lorenz getting it in over the line. Yarncrook can't get to it initially. Played up on the wing, and a big hit there on Kachuk by Lorenz. Lorenz taken to the boards, but he's working on it and get it back to the point. Oliver Ekman-Larsson back of the net. Yarncrook chips it back from behind the goal again. Now he's after it once more. The puck on the near wing. Florida can't get it by Scotty Lawton. Lawton has it in the near corner. In goes Lorenz to help out. And finally, the Panthers are able to fire three, and Bennett gets to center and shoots it in.
6:13 remaining.
Again, fourth line, stay down in the offensive end, force the offensive line of
Let's hear
Florida
those
to
fans.
win,
Where they at?
and then go to the bench when they finally get it out. Rodriguez back in his own
Do I gotta
zone.
start it?
Starts out.
Go, Leafs,
Panthers
go.
hit red line.
5:55
left wing
remaining.
into the lead zone. Pass back to Rodriguez to the side of the net. Goes around back to the goal to the near corner. That's drawn a crowd in there. They battle on the boards. Nylander trying to poke it out, and they do. And Tavares is in over the line of the left wing. Oh, and he couldn't pull it back to get around Mikula. Now, far side, Pontus Holmberg is spun around. 3-on-2 rush here for Florida. Closing. Shot blocked. Rebound in front of the goal. Batted into the corner. Saved by Jake McCabe. Here's a race for the loose puck, and now unable to get to it was Knies. My goodness.
He was lucky he didn't put his
Hand on
over the puck.
Yeah.
Well, that's a penalty shot.
Yep.
Centering pass in the slot. Off his skate. Nyes can't get it out. Here's Luosterainen back to the point of drive, and it's high and wide. Into the corner for Luosterainen.
A little too much momentum on the Panthers' end. We need that puck right about now.
To the near point. Kept in there by Florida. Marchand with a shot in traffic that's blocked. Leafs need to get it out. They will. Matthews to center. To Nyes. Across the line. Looking for a trailer. Nyes gets by one. Centering pass, and it just was off his stick. Back to the point. It goes to OEL. Far side, and a wrist shot is going to be gloved by Bobrovsky.
This really is, like I said, those cup runs in the 90s going to the Final Four where there is no one-goal lead that's coasted through the last 12 minutes with no events. This is still back and forth, great goaltending and great energy in this building.
4:40 or 4:26 to play. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on 680 News.
McCabe getting the puck out of the crease with his hand. Smart enough not to put his hand over the puck, but just swat it away. Panthers are looking a little dangerous on that rush. Leafs got caught a little tired and flat-footed. The Panthers put the pressure down, but the Leafs pulled it out. Can they continue this play for the remaining 4 or 5 minutes? We have about 4:25 left in the third period. The Leafs holding on to a 1-goal lead in both the game and the series. They don't win the series by a goal, win the series by a game. Anyways. You are tuned into Blue Snot. Go Leafs Go Live. Remix. Hit up the chat when Go Leafs Go. I'm gonna throw one in the back.
They've won. Matthews, 12 of, we got here with Matthews.
Well, he just won another one. Take it around the board.
Find it.
You'll find it at one. In on the near boards, Matthews. Taken to the boards, but now Marner trying to dig it out. It goes around back of the net. Jones plays it up on the left wing, and the Panthers come through center. They work to the line and in with a drop pass to Barkov. Barkov around back of the net. Tanev is there again for Toronto.
4 minutes remaining.
Up on the wing. Played to the line by Nyes, but not cleared. Reinhart keeps it in. Here's Jones down low. His pass intercepted by McCabe, who battles back to the net but loses it. Back to the point it goes to Jones. D to the left wing side. Pass in front of the net, knocked down. Cleared into the corner. Not out. Back to Jones. Jones in on the near boards for Barkov centering, and that went wide. Down the wall, Mikula. Mikula back of the net. Reinhart trying to get it in front. Leafs under pressure here. Back to the point one time. That's blocked. Backhand. Big pad saved by Joey Wall.
Not out.
In front, a shot goes high and wide off the stick of Verhaeghe. It's still free. Still pressure.
Get on that puck.
3:13 to go. Shot into the screen off the stick. Oh, baby.
3:10 left. The Panthers are really bringing the pressure now.
Broadcast pass into this one as the Leafs want 4 opportunities to get the puck out. They can't do it. Florida zips a couple that just went wide. Joe Wall had to make a big left pad save on a backhand opportunity. This is Florida Panther hockey, isn't it? Forecheck, pressure, and get pucks to the net.
crunch time.
In the Toronto zone, played by the Leafs off the stick and down the ice. Is it going to be icing?
Yes.
3:03 to go here in the third period. Leafs who trailed twice in this game. 1-0 and 2-1. Now have a 4-3 lead.
Face off. Harlow plays it to the line, but not out. But then Yarncrook did, but he played it too hard.
Icing.
And another icing, and they'll do it all over again. 2:55 to go. No motion from the bench yet. Are they? Yes. Bobrovsky is coming to the bench. With 2:55 to go, Paul Maurice will gamble on 6 attackers.
Bobrovsky doesn't look like he wants to do that, but he's doing it.
1 with Bobrovsky on the bench.
Lost the draw, comes back to the point. Kept in by Kachuk. Around back to the net, it comes into the near corner. Bobbled up and still held by Marchand. Back to the point to Kachuk and the left winger shot. That went high and wide. It comes to the line but not out. Kept in there by Reinhardt. Down around back of the net.
Get on the puck. Hit him hard.
But as it comes to Reinhardt, a shot. That's wide.
Get on the puck. Fast.
Keeping it in.
Faster.
Fourth line out here trying to battle for it in the
Faster. That.
battles along the boards along with Morgan Ryan.
2:22 remaining.
He is going to get it out.
Yarncrook clears the zone.
Brought right back in again by Kachuk.
That is empty.
And drilled by McCabe. Centering pass. That went through the goal creases. Marchand couldn't get a stick on it. Here's Reinhardt.
Barkov.
Far side back to the point to Jones. Jones onto the left wing side. No shot taken there by Verhaeghe. Around the boards it'll come. Kachuk with it. Back to the point. Gets it again. Sends it into the net. Locked into the corner by Jake McCabe. Back in the net. A bad pass. It's going to come out at center ice.
1:44.
Much needed change for the Leaf defenders. Benoit. Round to the far boards, but not out. Centering pass off the skate. Marner will get it off the boards and get it out into neutral ice.
Yeah.
Panthers back in the
1:23 remaining in the third period. Leafs up 4-3. Get up, Leafs fans. Make some noise. Here we go. Last minute.
Marchand trying to center to the near boards, Lundell to the point, fanning on it. Now a chance to clear. Leafs do get it out and down into Florida territory.
40 seconds.
Bennett blasted, empty net shot went wide. Icing call.
That was Austin Matthews. We've seen him score from that range before with an empty net. Right at the Leaf blue line, left wing boards. But misses by about 5 feet short side.
We've seen him use an educated rule.
Yeah.
Good stick by Lott on that Marchand chance.
This crowd.
And the Panthers call timeout with 33 seconds remaining.
One against Ottawa. You know, we've always referred to this as the Saturday crowd. Well, we've seen Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, and it feels like a Saturday night here at Scotiabank Arena.
You know, it is proven people with money can still yell.
We're going to need some strong defense now, guys. Let's show
For the resale value,
the new style and new team that you've been playing to beat all year. Close it out. It's 33 seconds. You have a chance at the empty net, but we need smart plays, smart passes, and hard on the puck. Play the body if you get the chance.
Tavares scrums the draw. Puck goes around back of the net for Benoit. Benoit would just like to get it out, but he's flipped it too far, and down the ice it goes for icing.
Why did you do that?
And the difficult part is here, Joe. Now, Benoit's got guys coming at him, the left wing board.
But he had lots of room.
Your first job is to get it out.
Get it out. Yep. No, you can't.
Second job is, you don't ice it.
Draw to the right of Wall again.
You got it out. Something good.
Barkov against
24 seconds remaining. Third period. 4-3 Toronto.
to the point for Jones. Off on the left wing side. Kachuk with a shot that's wide. Rebound swept in front. Intercepted by the Leafs and get it ahead. They'll get it out at center, but no further. Brought back in with 10 seconds left. Down into the corner. 7. Pin shot. Blocked wide. It's going to come out. The game is going to win. 2 seconds. 1. It is over. The Leafs will take a 2-0 lead to Florida after a thrilling 4-3 hard-fought decision against the defending Stanley Cup champions.
And the defensive Stanley Cup champions gave everything the Leafs could handle. Here in the third period, the Leafs had trouble clearing enough to clear, but they iced the puck, which led to more pressure from the Panthers. But the Leafs, so many people I saw, had this series going to the game before it. It ain't going to be that. As the Leafs will move this series to South Florida for games 3 and 4. But I think what you look at is the same we saw with Edmonton and the Los Angeles Kings in the first round. Leafs and Jeff held third are still more than likely going to need to steal one in Florida to feel better about their chances of moving on to the conference final.
But now, Florida has to win 4 out of 5 games.
Yeah, and the pressure's clearly on Florida. Like we said, they got to hold third. And I guess we can go to the 3 stars first before we start talking about some of the key moments of this game.
They're brought to you by Desjardins Insurance. Get insurance. It's really big on care at desjardins.com/care.
I got Mitch. I got
I'm not going to go all Leafs in this one. I know Florida had some players that certainly stood out on the Panther side of things. But I am going to go third star Joseph Wall, who comes in. He wasn't expected to be part of this series, but because of the injury to Anthony Stolarz, came into the Leafs after winning game 1. And I thought it took him a while to settle down. Once we got into the second period, after the Marchand goal made it 2-1 Florida, he came up with some huge stops, especially when the Leafs were protecting the lead late in the third period. So Joey Wall is going to be star number 3. Star number 2, Max Domi, goal and an assist on the night. And he's somebody that's elevated his game here in the playoffs. And a lot of criticism at times in the first half of the regular season and back-to-back years. But Max Domi, a huge role in the second period, 2 points on the night. And even though Willie scores another goal, Mitch Marner scores the winner, I said earlier I was wrong in questioning what Max Pacioretty could bring to the Leafs in the playoffs. I thought he would be much like the fourth-line guys. But he has added so much more than that. And offense has been a big part of that. Scored the goal late in the first period for the Leafs to get on the board. Had another assist. So for Max Pacioretty, 3 games in a row, putting up points, as well as being one of the leaders in hits. So those are the 3 stars. Joseph Wall, star number 3, Max Domi, and Max Pacioretty. So two
Can I
Maxes.
ask for
Sure.
the Leafs defense corps?
Oh,
Led by Chris Tanev.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate we got to wait for Chris Tanev to score before we give this time.
He came out, he settled things down back there. That whole defense corps plays a lot like Chris Tanev.
Yeah, and even though they did have opportunities to clear the zone when Florida was pressuring, it wasn't out of hand. It was, it was just, hey, job number 1, get it out. Hopefully it's not icing, but our job isn't to try to lob it out or be cute to get it out of our zone. Get it out first and trust the likes. John Tavares had some big face-off wins in the dying moments of that game as well. So a team effort. I think, certainly when you looked at what happened between Florida and about 2 years ago. I know there's been a lot of personnel changes, but I think a lot of people thought that's what this series was going to be. The Leafs did not score more than 2 goals in a game in that series against Florida, and they've already scored 9 in the first 2 games of this series. So I think both coaches probably would love to see things be a little tighter defensively, but for the Leafs to be able to generate scoring chances off the rush is to me, been the biggest surprise through the first couple of games. The other surprise is Sergei Bobrovsky. Mitch Marner scores the winner on a goal that's got to be stopped.
Yeah.
We saw Chris Tanev score on a wrist shot that bounced in from the blue line. Sergei Bobrovsky, I think, is a guy that, from a Florida standpoint, has got to make sure he gets his game back.
Well, it was an interesting night for sure, and we will be with you in 2 nights' time when the Leafs tangle with the Panthers in Florida. 7 o'clock start. We trust that you will join us at that time. We thank you for listening on 680 News Radio. We'll now return to news coverage. For Leafs post-game coverage, you can continue on sportsnet.ca, the Sportsnet app, and on the Maple Leafs Radio Network. Good from Toronto, as the Leafs win this one by a score of 4-3. You've been listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on 680 News Radio and the Maple Leaf Radio Network.
How we feeling, Leafs fans? Big victory. The Panthers turned it on at the end. The Leafs pulled it out with some smart plays and strong defense and strong goaltending from Joe Woll. Kind of had the stars slightly different, but almost the same. I would put Domi at third, and Woll at second, and Mitch at first. And I might have even switched Mitch with Woll. Mitch got the game-winning goal, but Woll made so many big saves. Good job on the Leafs. Congratulations, Leafs fans. We're going to Florida with a 2-0 lead. And now the Panthers, if they're going to take the series, need to win 4 of the last 5 games. It's going to be a tough one for them. That doesn't mean it's going to be easy for the Leafs. They're going to have to battle hard to pull this out. Tuned in to Blue Snot Go Leafs Go Live Remix. Live reaction, commentary, Leafs fans, we're just getting warmed up. Looking forward to Game 3. Make sure you tune in and come back. Go, Leafs, go. I said go, Leafs, go. Thanks everyone for tuning in. We're back in a couple days for Game 3. Cheers, Leafs fans.